One. Hey everyone, what's going on?
What's up, dude?
How you doing, Bobby?
How's our bumper music working out?
It's about to start right now. Well, it's March 27th, 2013. It's 8 o'clock Pacific. We're live in Riverside, California. Well, I'm live. Bobby, where are you live at?
I am live in Arizona, middle
Arizona.
middle of nowhere.
Doesn't sound as exciting as Riverside.
Not at all. Nope. Mm-mm.
No, not into it?
No, no. That's cool. I don't know. Whatever. It is what it
Yeah.
is.
What are you up to?
Nothing, dude. Just staying busy. If I'm busy, I'm not bored, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, how are you?
I'm good. Doing well. Finally, I think we got the sound a little better. What do you
I hope so. We're evolving,
uh
ever evolving, getting better.
Yeah, I just noticed my ass was on camera in two places. So yeah, I thought I'd put
You know what's really funny?
What's that?
Can't see the screen, the TV.
You can't?
Oh wait, I'm
Yeah.
confused here.
Yeah. See? It's our first time. Cut us a break.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're good. I'm looking at
Okay.
the wrong picture.
Yeah,
I
you
feel-
get preoccupied, right?
I'm trying to update our Twitter, dude.
Come on,
Shit.
man. What are you
You're
doing?
rushing me here.
That's because you smoke. Smoking is bad.
So what? There's a lot of things that are bad, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I just did a few before the show, so yeah, I would know.
I don't even want to know. That sounds
You
scary.
shouldn't know. Yeah. Um, well, I was looking at a few of the articles this week, just kind of browsing the internet and stuff. And one thing I came across was talking about how some women make men into projects. What What do you think about that?
I've experienced that firsthand.
So
I
basically, what we're talking about is a woman who finds a man, and instead of being more accepting about who he is, she's into trying to change it or improve it. So I don't know. It turns into something that really doesn't last long, and it doesn't turn out very well
No,
because
it never turns out right. It,
yeah,
it just that shit doesn't work, dude.
uh huh,
I don't. I mean, I know guys do it too, but it seems like girls have a tendency to do it more,
uh
and
huh,
it never works out because the guy will always be who he is,
yeah.
right? Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
understand it.
I mean, if you're in that situation, and because for one, if a girl's trying to change you, then that means there's something wrong with you, which
Yeah.
is bullshit. They're just not
Uh huh.
happy with who you are, so there's your sign number one that it's not going to work out.
Yeah.
Um, and no matter how much, if a guy does try to change for that, he's being a pussy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no other way to put it. He's got to be true to himself. So he might change and try to improve. Maybe there's some good things she wants, but eventually he's going to go back to his old ways.
Uh huh.
Because one, I mean, if you're not a little kid, but if you're like 18, 19, you don't know who you are, then maybe you can be influenced. But as you get older, you're used to what you like. You know what you like, so you can try to fake it, but it's not going to last.
Uh huh.
So
Do you think some women get with guys just for that specific reason, not even because they really like him, but maybe they're falling in love with like potential?
yeah, I mean, everybody loves a train wreck, right?
No. No, I don't.
Okay, I thought maybe. But yeah, I think girls will get with a guy if they think they can change him because maybe it's a power type thing.
Uh,
That sometimes is their only attraction.
I think it's too, like you said, the train wreck. Sometimes they want the guy when he's at his lowest, I guess, to kind of bring him up. Does
Yeah,
that does that resonate with you?
yeah. I mean, unless she's the opposite, a gold digger. But I don't know if it's when a guy's at his lowest, but maybe he has a drinking problem or he's a dick. And the girl's
Yeah,
like, oh, I can
that's
make him a
kind of what
pussy.
I
I can
mean.
change
Yeah.
him. Or maybe he's just normal, but she has her dream guy. Where maybe he's a construction worker and she wants him to be a anesthesiologist.
Yeah.
So she's gonna try to make him go to school.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I've seen that happen with relationships where, you know, they were together for a few years and all of a sudden his job no longer was good enough and he had to go do this to make more money and become a breadwinner when he was already doing all right.
Yeah.
And it never happened.
Uh-huh.
She fought it for a long time and it eventually never worked out. And I think that's for most cases in that scenario.
So it just turns into a big waste of time.
Yeah, you're just wasting
Uh-huh.
away, wasting years. I mean, what percentage of relationships do you think start out that way? Do you think you can put a
I don't
number on it?
I don't think it's all of them. It's probably a small percent. I think there's a difference though between wanting someone to kind of. I think you should improve and evolve as time goes along.
Hmm.
But there's a difference between that and specifically like, well, I don't like these qualities about that person, so I'm going to change them.
Yeah. There.
So
Yeah.
I think it's probably a small percent, maybe like 5 or 10% people are in it to change them, but that never happens because yeah, you're right. Guys do it too, where a girl's not in a good situation and they genuinely want to help, but it just doesn't. It never works. It never changes. It never gets better.
I was in a position once where I try to help a girl out. She was
Yeah.
young. She had a kid. She didn't really have a good job. She didn't have money, and I really tried to help her out. I didn't really get in a full on relationship with her, but I extended the friendly hand, and it was cool. She appreciated it, and then a couple months down the road, she just went right back to being who she was, I guess. And I was like, why am I trying to help somebody who doesn't want to help themselves? It
Yeah.
wasn't necessarily trying to change them, but I was trying to help them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I've been in a few trying to, I guess, stabilize them, not even help them, just like they came from really bad home situations or bad upbringings, and maybe it's, excuse me, a broken home, maybe it's a single parent household, maybe they're getting raised by grandparents, stuff like that, where I felt like I could maybe help them out or just be more stable if I was in their life. And what happens is I found myself putting in a lot of effort and they really didn't take me seriously. So then I realized that I was wasting my time and there's no point.
Yeah, there really isn't. I don't think there's ever a point to try to. I mean, I guess if you're a good person, you try it a few times, but it just always blows up in your face. You,
Yeah.
you, you don't get anything out of it. You get heartache out of it, really.
Uh huh. Yeah, it leads to that. And then, too, what people don't realize is when they do stuff like that, that affects you regardless if you try to act like it doesn't. So a lot of times it's negatively where you thought that the person was one way, they weren't. Okay, then it ends badly, and then that kind of stays with you down the road. And so sometimes you treat other people like that when you have to really take a step back and be like, okay, well, you know what, that's not right, and I'm bitter about this situation, so I need to make a change for myself because that person's gone already.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's just kind of taking things slowly and then making sure you're not being a total dick about things.
Yeah. you end up usually looking like a dick in the end.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Yeah. Have you been looking into the news lately?
I have a
Reading the
lot.
news? Anything interesting caught your eye?
Um, there's a few things. I don't know which one you want to talk about first.
Well,
I was thinking the gay marriage debate.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
I
That's a big topic right now.
It's a really big topic, and whether you're religious or not, constitutionalist or anything, it seems like you fall on one side or the other.
Uh huh.
Well, I guess there's the gray area. You either are staunchly against it, you're completely for it, and I guess the gray area is you just don't. You're indifferent. It
Yeah.
doesn't affect you. You don't care.
Uh huh.
But yeah, it's the California Prop 8 Supreme Court is making a ruling on it to see if it's constitutional or not to ban gay marriage. Which my personal views on it is everybody should be able to get married and have misery or joy and
Yeah.
whatever comes
Yeah.
out of it.
Definitely. I don't see a big deal with it. I really don't understand why it's such a hate and why it's politicized. It's just marriage. Not even a big deal.
Well, do you know
don't
what
get
the
how
original term marriage was for?
Uh-uh.
It was a contract for a father-in-law would give a potential husband for his daughter a contract, and they call it marriage. So he's basically selling his daughter to somebody, and that's where the term marriage came from. It's not a holy union with a man and a woman. It was a contract to sell your daughter to get married.
Yeah, so it is a legally binding contract. It's not about a union or being in love or anything. It's about a legality, right?
Yeah, and it didn't state that it was a man and a female. It was, I'm going to sell my daughter to you. I guess you could have done it and said, I'm going to sell my son to you too.
Yeah.
But it was so taboo back then.
Uh-huh.
I think it was more assumed that it was for a daughter, you know?
Yeah,
But
I think that's my biggest issue is that a lot of people try to turn it into, like you said, some type of sacred. It's not sacred. I mean, if over
have you seen the divorce
50%,
rates in America?
yeah, 50% or more people are getting divorced. It's not sacred. Okay, no one takes it seriously. If you watch TV, every other show on TV is about marriage or about a failing marriage or a divorce or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not even about the union. It's just about I've never been married, and I don't like the legal part of it. It's like, why do I have to get it recognized by the state or the country? Just I already know I'm with this person. I'm with them every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I absolutely understand. I have been married, and it's really easy to get married. You just go down, fill out a piece of paper, you get your marriage license, and then when you want to get divorced, it takes 2 years.
Yeah.
And going through that process, it's like, what makes me better than two gay dudes or two lesbians? They should have that right, whether it works or not for them. They should have the ability to go do it.
Uh-huh.
And the one thing that drives me nuts about it that I don't get, if two people that have nothing to do with you, that will never affect your life in any way, shape, or form, want to get married, why should you be so staunch against it and just, like, some people just get deranged about it. They're outraged.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. Maybe it's people are too caught up in everybody else's lives because their lives are too damn boring. I don't know.
I think that's what it is, and sometimes when people don't have anything productive to do, or they don't have a hobby, or they not really applying themselves, they really get wrapped up in politics.
Yeah. I mean, I've got better shit to do than sit here and talk about gays getting married. You know?
Exactly, and worry about what parade's going on and who's doing what. It's not. That's my big thing too. If you're in a relationship or you're getting married, and I don't know you, it's none of my business.
Yeah, it's really not. It's no one's business. It's
Yeah,
whoever
that's
they
the thing.
involve in their relationships business, I guess.
Yeah, if you choose to tell someone, that's one thing. But if someone who doesn't know you wants to get involved and say you can't do this or you can do that, not their concern.
Yeah, it's not at all.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I mean, I guess I with my position, I guess I'm for it. You know,
Uh,
which I see nothing wrong with them. I don't even know why this is an issue,
yeah.
and and I don't want to label the side against it, but it becomes a political issue.
Yeah.
You know, Republicans are more religious through studies and stuff,
Uh,
and they're typically the ones that are against gay marriage.
yeah.
You know, so which you can be whatever you want. It becomes a political issue, and when something's a political issue, it just becomes heated with a lot of debate.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I don't know if there's winners and losers unless, I mean, it just takes too long.
Yeah. I don't know. It's even talking about it is exhausting because it's a non-issue.
That's how I feel about it. But if you're lesbian or you're gay, it's a huge issue because it's an
Oh, no, no,
equality
no.
civil rights issue.
Yeah, definitely it's about equality. But I mean, the fact that it is an issue is a problem.
Exactly.
It should be a non-issue. That's what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. And like I was reading on a I forgot what it was. It was something about sports. And
Uh,
apparently there's a pro football player, NFL player that's thinking about coming out,
yeah.
which that's a story in itself.
Mhm.
And I hear people that are slamming them and they're saying, "Oh, you know, keep it in the closet, don't say nothing, don't ruin it, nobody cares. It's not for football. Stay out of it." And then you get the side that says you gotta respect and honor this guy and give him credit. Which, you know, regardless of what it is, for somebody to come out on that stage to know the scrutiny they're going to be under with fans and media, to be willing to take that step, they must have a lot of conviction for their beliefs and the way they feel.
Yeah.
And if you sit and understand it, then yeah, you got to respect them, and you got to. I'm not going to say look at him like Jackie Robinson when he broke the color barrier in baseball, but it's along those
Yeah.
lines. It's not a race issue, but it's an equality
Well,
issue.
yeah, it's about equality. I don't think that player needs to come out. I don't think he should have a coming out personally. Why you would need to do that?
Take a stance for your
Yeah,
community, I guess.
that's true, but I mean, yes, I'm saying why do you need to identify yourself like that?
Because I guess the media identifies everybody, so you feel you're gonna
Just to
take
show
a
support.
stance.
Because that's the thing that the media does it, but it's like who cares? That's that's what I'm getting to.
Yeah, a lot of people do apparently because it's hot button topic. I think because you're taking such a macho sport, and people look at gay men as feminine. They
Yeah.
they don't realize it's feminine men, it's weightlifters, it's any kind of person can be
Yeah.
gay, and I think people don't
Uh,
quite understand that. They think everybody's gonna be like in sync. I can't think of the dude's name.
Lance Bass.
There you go. Everybody just assumes a gay dude's Lance Bass when it could
Yeah.
be some 600-pound MMA fighter. It's kind of big, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. It's funny you bring that up though, because one time I was at the gym and I was working out and I saw these two dudes just talking. They're both pretty big, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." You know, they're just working out. It's a gym. But then I took off my earphones, and they're gay. I was like, "Oh!" Just surprised. It was funny because it's just sometimes you don't expect it, and then you're like, "Oh, okay," and then that's it. Go
Yeah,
about your
you
day.
don't think nothing of it. Some people would
Yeah.
make an issue out of it.
Lose their shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like remember when Magic came out that he said he had HIV.
Yeah.
Like that, I understand because if you get cut, in the NBA, it's more about health and, protecting the players. I get that part of coming out, saying that you're a part of something.
Uh-huh.
So him being infected with HIV, I understand that part because he was saying like, okay, well, I have this. Obviously, it is a health concern. But as far as the NFL player coming out saying he's gay, like I don't get it as much. But I understand what you're saying with him coming out showing support.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I guess you got to find out the reasons he's coming out. Is it because he really wants to do that to back his community, or he wants to be the first person that'll be remembered for that?
Yeah, that's a good point too.
So what's his motive behind it? And I don't know who this player is, but I mean nobody does yet. But I'd be real curious to know what his motive was.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they're saying that if he comes out, he might not ever play football again.
Yeah, definitely.
Because there's just too many, bigots out there that, I don't know, make an issue of it.
Yeah.
And I've played sports my whole life, and there's always gay people that play sports.
Yeah.
You know when you're especially in football, where it's a close-knit locker room, there's 30, 40, 50 guys. You know who's kind of different,
Yeah.
And I don't even want to say different, but you know who's not like you. And if they're a good football player, I don't give a shit either way. If you're a good football player, do whatever you want,
Yeah.
It doesn't affect you at work. It doesn't affect you anywhere, really. I don't know.
Yeah. It's everywhere. I mean, I think what it is a lot of people are stuck with an old mentality.
Yeah.
And what they do is they pass it on to their kids, so then their kids think that's how it's supposed to be, and then people get scared, and it's not a big fucking deal.
It's not.
It's really not. I mean, I've been to gay bars, I've been to West Hollywood, I've been to Palm Springs. It's just like part of the culture. I mean, it's there. I mean, big deal.
Exactly. You
get over
you look
it.
at,
And you know what it is? I think the best thing I could ever tell a straight guy, if you want to feel like a woman and you want to be in her shoes for 1 day or 1 hour, go to a gay bar, go to a gay club, go to a predominantly gay area. And then you'll know how they feel like at a regular, straight bar or whatever, just a regular bar. That's the best advice I could give to a straight guy.
Yeah. I was gonna expand on I think some people have issue with gay marriage because of family aspect. I think they feel that gays and lesbians shouldn't be able to raise kids.
Uh-huh.
And I do think that's why a lot of people form that opinion.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've ever noticed that or seen it.
Yeah, one thing I did notice, someone made an argument. I forgot who or where I read it, but basically they said thing was gay parents adopting kids. Well, you had a straight couple make the child, but they never took care of it. So here you have gay parents who are willing to adopt the child, and you're against that. Something wrong with that logic.
Yeah, that should be a no-brainer. You want this kid to sit in foster care? I mean, if you run the numbers and see how many kids are really in foster care because nobody wants to adopt them, and it's not even that nobody wants to adopt them; it's a lot of people are excluded from adopting them. They don't have the option.
Yeah.
And I know some states, and I know it's becoming less of an issue, but it's still harder for gay couples to adopt than a straight couple.
Uh-huh.
Because if you have a gay couple that's overqualified and you have a straight couple that maybe isn't as qualified as them, I mean, chances are that the straight couple might be the ones they choose.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know. I don't have any way to back this up. I know from what I see. I,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I know a lot of people form their opinions against gay marriage based on raising families.
Yeah, and I do agree having a mother and a father, but what if your dad's a fucking abusive alcoholic?
Or
I
he's
mean,
just not there.
where's your argument there?
Yeah.
So, I mean, to me it's whoever is responsible and can actually do it.
Yep. I mean,
So,
don't
if
have
it
you ever
doesn't
watched
matter.
Modern Family?
Yeah.
That's the funniest show, and and the thing I really like, it has the old man, hot woman have
Yeah.
kids. Then they've got I guess the regular couple, and then
Uh-huh.
they've got the gay couple that raise a kid. And the
Uh-huh.
beauty of that show is that they're all the same.
Uh-huh.
Does that make sense? Whether it's old and
Yeah, yeah,
young,
yeah, yeah.
or the typical family or the gay family, they make the same mistakes, do the same things, have the same issues.
Yep.
And I think that's one reason that Modern Family is such a good show. Not only is it a funny
Uh-huh.
comedy show, but if people would kind of open their eyes and kind of realize, like, maybe it's not that different, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's true.
yep,
You want to take a little break right now?
yeah, we can.
Okay, we'll take a little break, and when we come back, I want to discuss Boston College. I guess some of their students got a letter from some of the administrators from the school saying that they have to stop distributing condoms, lubricants, stuff like that on campus. So we'll let that marinate for a little bit, and we'll be right back.
All right.
Back. That's music from Bonsai, straight out of Riverside. How you doing, Bobby?
Good. I like that song. It's good stuff.
Yeah, awesome song.
Yeah, good music.
Yeah. So before we went to break, we were talking about Boston College telling their students or some of their students not to distribute basically protection for sex on campus. I guess the ACLU stepped in and disputed it. What do you think about that happening on campus?
I think that's totally wrong. I think I think it's a positive thing to pass out condoms and try to have safe sex, especially on a college. And
exactly.
I don't see why the ACLU is even getting involved. I mean, how that's American Civil Liberties Union or what union, right? Why would they want to stop kids in colleges using condoms?
Oh no. They stepped in because they're trying to help them continue distribute those.
Boston College?
Yeah, no, Boston College administrators are telling them that they can't do it, and ACLU
I had
stepped in.
I had it backwards.
Yeah.
Well, why the hell would Boston College want to? What they want? Why would they want to stop that?
Well, I guess they're coming from a religious standpoint, and they're saying, well, it conflicts with our values.
So are they Catholic? They don't believe in contraceptives?
So. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd rather promote safe sex. I mean...
Yeah, you would want to, but they're saying that as an organization, as a school, I guess as a religious entity, that they're students doing that on campus.
So they think it's promoting sex.
It didn't get that specific, the article I read in USA Today, but coming from a religious moral standpoint, quote unquote. So I disagree with it too. I mean, if you're gonna you know your students are having sex, okay?
Yeah.
So you can either ignore it and act like it doesn't happen, or you can actually educate them and allow that, hey, you know what, it's a part of life, it's going to happen, so here's how you protect yourself from STDs, and this is how you avoid getting an unwanted pregnancy. Not
Yeah, I mean, so as a university, acknowledge it. Acknowledge that kids are having sex and say, if you're gonna do it, wear a condom. Because what's worse, having an unprotected sex out of wedlock, or I mean, having sex out of wedlock that's protected, or having a kid single out of wedlock. What's worse?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, seriously, that's complete opposite way of thinking. I know a few years back, the Catholic Church, they wanted them to stop distributing condoms in Africa.
Yeah.
Where the AIDS rate is higher than anywhere else in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I know they eventually backpedaled, but it's the same kind of thing then. And yeah, sorry I misunderstood it, but I applaud the ACLU for getting involved and supporting the students.
Well, you have to look at it anytime a big organization or religious organization, I guess. That all going along with the gay marriage thing, Prop 8 in California. I think a lot of that was backed by the Mormon Church.
Like the
But
opposition.
yeah, for the ban.
Hmm.
So I mean, you have to really question who's putting money. I know this is a smaller scale being condoms, but I mean, you have to look at
Yeah,
who's funding
I
it.
mean, if they're influencing people with their hardline stance on that, then it becomes a bigger issue,
And
and that's why it's in the USA Today.
yeah, and that's the thing. It's not just an opinion. Then it becomes, well, I have
Yeah,
money to back this, and I'm against it. So guess what? Now I'm
yeah. So you're gonna hear more negative views on it than positive views, because
yeah,
the money's gonna go towards why all the reasons why it's bad and they shouldn't do it.
yeah,
I just, damn, that's tough.
yeah.
But yeah, it says it is a Jesuit Catholic university, so.
Yeah,
And I
that was
know
the
the
quote.
Catholic Church backpedaled on the no condoms in Africa.
Yeah,
So it's surprising that Boston College would go along those lines.
yeah. I don't.
No, not at all. I eh, it's one of those things. It's you want to promote safe sex. You're not
Yeah.
going to troll these kids.
Well, it's about protection and it's health. It's your health,
Yeah,
man. Have you ever been tested for STDs?
I have.
That shit's fucking scary. Even if you know
It,
you don't have anything, it scares the shit out of me every time.
it's scary as shit.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons as I get older that I don't have the same practices as when I was younger, so to say.
Yep.
So to, it's a maturity thing, and as you get older and you have the reality of what possibly could happen, not only having kids but getting an STD,
Yeah.
how easy it is, and I don't see why. I mean, do they want an STD breakout on their campus?
Yeah, exactly.
Or a lot of students dropping out because they're pregnant, having kids? Because if they're pregnant,
Mhm.
what are they going to do? You have to have the kid, right? Isn't that
Yeah.
the teaching of the Catholic Church?
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not Catholic, so I don't know exactly, but it's kind of a contradiction or a catch-22.
Yeah.
So,
I
wow.
don't know. It's always useful. I mean, I think we had sex ed. Well, we had puberty ed, I guess, like when I was in 5th grade, and then I was a junior when we had the sex ed thing,
Hmm.
and we had someone talk to us about STDs. And but too, 11th grade, you're 15.
Yeah,
It's way
it's
too
way too
late.
late. If I have kids, I'm gonna tell them wear a condom. You're gonna have sex,
Yeah.
wear a condom. I actually just had a conversation with a friend of mine. She has a 13-year-old son, and we were talking about how he's becoming an adult.
Yeah.
And she's like, I told him, when you're, the next few years, I know what I was doing at your age. I know you're gonna have sex, so I'm not gonna suggest you do it. But I know you are. Wear a condom. Be safe. And she explained STDs and pregnancy and how just it can affect your life. And it's almost the same approach the college should have. We know you're gonna do it. Do it safe. But then
Uh-huh.
it goes against the whole no contraceptives, which is a hardline
Yeah.
stance the Catholic Church has taken.
Yeah, it's very close-minded. That's the problem. A lot of this stuff, it's so fucking outdated. No one's updated it.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, the Mormons backed the Prop 8 opposition. Well,
Yeah.
it's okay to have polygamy and those things, and I know that's not every Mormon, but there's sex in the Mormon Church. Yet you're against gay marriage, and I
Yeah.
think the whole reason churches are against gay marriage is because you can't procreate, and the whole point,
Yeah.
the whole best way to keep members, especially the Catholic Church, is to have kids.
Yep. And have a lot of them.
Yeah, and that's how you stick around for as long as the church has.
Yeah. and have so much power and influence. I mean, it's all, once you break it down, you see that it's there's an angle to every decision and every policy that they have.
Yeah,
Not
and
just the
it's very
Catholic Church. I mean,
hypocritical. If
just
you look at the history of the Catholic Church in recent history, and you look at their sex abuse scandals and how preachers or pastors are supposed to stay celibate, and if you go back to the 1920s, 1930s, they could get married, and they outlawed it because they didn't want to support the families of the pastors and their families. And so what they do, you know, all the orphanages they have, it's from when all the nuns used to have kids. They couldn't say it, so they would start these orphanages and say, "Oh, we take these kids in and we support them." It's them brushing their own dirty secrets under the mat, is what it is.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm not against religion. I'm not pro-religion.
No, you call it how you see it.
Exactly, and you know. And that's what I see. It's a hypocritical thing to do.
Yeah. And just think of how many people are a part of it, and they don't, even with all of that knowledge, they still don't care. They still follow it.
Well, it's blind faith.
It's fucking retarded.
Yeah, it's blind. It's faith. You're believing. You have faith in something. I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with actually following. If you follow the Bible, you know, I understand being a good person and you believe in God, that's fine. But my problem is the representatives of what you believe are corrupt.
Yeah.
Morally, ethically, financially, any way you could think of, those people are corrupt. And you're following them and you give them a free pass.
Yeah, and yeah, a lot of followers of churches, no matter what religion, they give them a free pass because the hierarchy of a church or of a religion, you're taught that he's a pastor, he's a cardinal, or a bishop, so they're a knowledgeable. Whether it's an elder, you look at them as having all knowledge, so you believe everything they say. And that's how you're churches. That's how you're raised in the church. You understand the hierarchy of it. I mean, I grew up going to church, and it's such a complicated. I don't know. It's complicated. They shouldn't stop kids from using condoms and illegitimate pregnancies and spreading STDs.
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. You're supposed to allow that, and then the fact that you're against it speaks volumes about what you believe in. It's just clear as day, but I don't go there.
Yeah. I know a few years back, BYU, they had their star basketball player, they kicked out of church because he admitted having sex with his girlfriend. I mean, they kicked him out of college.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's kind of along the same lines, except I guess one you're getting kicked out of college and one you're not allowed to get a condom. It's just good for the ACLU.
Yeah.
That's what they're for. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know I was that strong into that topic there. Caught me a little off guard.
Until it got brought up, right?
Yeah, right?
The other thing we were talking about was Tiger Woods, right?
Yeah, I like golf, and
how's Tiger Woods doing?
What's that?
How's Tiger Woods doing?
Oh, he's kicking ass. He's on top of the world. He's #1 golfer. He's got some new ad by Nike that everybody either loves or hates, but it's creating all kinds of buzz. But I think if you put it in perspective, especially for dating, Tiger Woods, is the greatest golfer to ever live. And then 2009, he has that falling out. They find out he was sleeping with 27 different women behind his wife's back. He gets divorced. She tries to beat him up over the head with a golf club. He crashes his Escalade into a tree. Cops are called. And then he goes into a tailspin, and he's a horrible golfer. His mind's not focused. And last year he started getting better, started getting it back, and then this year he's on fire. He's won over half his tournaments, which in golf it's amazing. And it just came out that he announced that he's in a relationship with Olympic skier Lindsey Vonn,
Mm-hmm.
and they tweeted photos so they get rid of the paparazzi. But he also said he's happy and it keeps him grounded, and it gives him that confidence knowing that his family life is stable now because he has that relationship at home, and he's a very private person, so it's a lot for him to actually say he's in a relationship. And
Yeah.
it just made me think, does having a good relationship at home make you a better person, whether you're a pro athlete or at work or just in general? Do you think having a good woman at home makes you a better person?
Yeah. Def-
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, I could apply it to my situation where I was with the wrong person and I wasn't happy, but I was still a better person. Personally, me, I was better. You know, just
Yeah,
like
was it a comfortable relationship? Was it good for the most part?
it was comfortable, it was steady. There were just things that I couldn't sacrifice to stay with her. But the relationship was good. We didn't really fight, you know, it was pretty easygoing and
So it was stable.
yeah.
Yeah, and I do think because even when he was married before and he was sleeping with all these women, he still had a stable marriage.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So I don't think it affected his golf. The second he was going through that divorce and all that and all the media, he went to shit. And I think that happens to a
Uh-huh.
lot of people. You have your
Yeah.
stable relationship, then all of a sudden it goes bad and you turn into a wreck. And you don't have
Uh-huh.
to be a pro athlete. You don't have to be an anybody. You can just be an average person and you have that relationship fall apart. It affects, I think, a lot of aspects of life.
Yeah.
And I think when you do have a stable relationship, male or female, I think it makes you, I don't know if it's a confidence thing, but it just makes you a better person.
Yeah.
I mean, I like being single, so it's kind of against my own way of doing
Yeah.
things, but I do think a stable relationship is positive.
Yeah, well, it goes back to what we were talking about last week. Remember those points about that article, the study from UC Davis? They were talking about, you know, if you're a guy, you don't want to stand next to hot women, and then you go through an emotional tailspin, that whole thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But we had our own little conversation about it, where it's stable, you get more confidence, apply yourself more, you have more focus. Does improve you, especially as men. I don't know about women if it has. I don't think it has the same effect. Maybe it does, but I know for what I've experienced, it just get better. You're not so focused on trying to get women and go out and meet different people and do this or do that. Focus more so on one person, and it does make it easier in that sense.
Yeah, I think confidence, a lot of people value their self-worth, their success are they do it on a relationship. So when they have a good relationship, they look at themselves better. They feel better
Yeah,
about themselves. So at work, you're not. I think you're a happy person. Maybe you had great sex the night before, but at
yeah,
work, it just it gives you that aura about you. You know.
yeah,
And I know you have bad days, but I do think it can improve you.
yeah. It does definitely. Especially, I mean, just having a relationship is good, but if it's the right relationship for you, then
Hmm.
that just makes it so much better.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing with Tiger Woods because Lindsey Vonn, she used to make jokes about Tiger Woods, before they ever
Uh,
met. She would clown him and laugh and talk about his family. Maybe that's the type of girl he needs, and he's really happy about that relationship.
yeah,
Because I follow golf, so you could see when he was Tiger Woods, then when he was just an average person, and now he's back to being Tiger Woods, dominant.
yeah,
Golf's one of the single hardest things to win at because it's one against 154 people or
yeah,
whatever it is, and you can just see he's got a swagger back.
yeah.
He's got the Old Spice going.
Yep.
He's rolling,
No, it's
and
true, man. It helps as much as we want to deny it, and as much as sleeping with multiple women, ego booster. It's just if you're a person that you actually genuinely care about, feelings are different and the mentality is different.
Yeah, it's like when you're sleeping with a lot of women, like yeah, it can make your ego feel good, but at the same time, it can be like, well, why can't I find someone I want? Like yeah, it's great having sex with a lot of women, cool, but it's almost a empty feeling.
Yeah, it is.
It's more of a I don't know what how to put it, but it's an empty feeling.
It's kind of like drinking. I was thinking about this today, where you can drink and you feel good and you're partying and it's great for that time being. Hey, you're kind of hungover, and yeah, you can go to another bar the next weekend, but then it's the same thing over again. You drink and you get drunk, and then that's it.
Yeah, unless you have that connection, or a bar you like to go to, because that's like the whole dive talk. Like a lot of people like to go to a local dive bar because they have that
Yeah.
happy, good feeling, as opposed to going to a bunch of different bars that they haven't been to. It's kind of like the same thing with a woman. You want your not want to call her a dive, but you want your what you're comfortable with and what you enjoy.
Yeah, yeah. You want something that is geared towards you.
Yeah,
I think you want ultimately you want something that fits you and you want to fit them. I really believe in that. That's why if I'm looking for someone, usually what I tell them, I'm like, well, I'm looking for someone who fits my personality and I fit theirs. Being myself, because I'm not going to change and I don't want that person to change. And if I'm a certain way, I need someone else who's comfortable with that, because if they're thrown by it, it's never going to change. So why?
yeah. There's really no point.
No. No. And a lot of people can't handle that, because I've made jokes and a lot of my jokes are sexual. And if someone if they can't handle a sex joke, you're not going to be able to deal with me. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, because they're
I
uncomfortable with it.
Yeah, I can't deal with someone being offended because I said
Yeah, which a lot of
grow
people
up.
do get offended over that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's fine. That's fine. But my point being is, I just know I'm not the person for them, and they're not the person for me.
Yeah, you want somebody that can give you the same humor, the same, can dish it back to you.
Yeah, who's a
Almost.
fucking
That's on
pervert?
your level.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I was talking about Tiger Woods. Maybe Lindsey Vohn's on his level. Maybe
Yep.
because she was married before, and
Uh-huh.
when she met Tiger. So maybe
Did
she's
she
got
bang
that same
28
mentality
dudes?
he does, and it just works.
Did you hear what I said?
No.
I said, did she bang 28 dudes while she was married?
No. I
Oh,
don't.
okay, okay.
Whatever. The whole point is that they have the same line of thought. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. But hey, if she did, good for her, man.
Yeah. She's knocking it out. Good for her.
Yeah. She's happy.
Yep.
There's a funny story. Tiger Woods' kids they were at a soccer game, and his ex-wife was there,
Uh-huh.
and so Tiger was there watching it, and Lindsey Vonn had to sit in the car during the game because of his ex-wife. I mean, she's a
Why?
multi-million-dollar, worldwide known athlete.
Yeah.
That's Tiger Woods' power right there.
I guess. I don't know.
He's got what he wants.
Yeah, good for him.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I do think it can correlate with just regular people, though, when you have that good relationship
Yeah, definitely.
overall. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's my story. Sticking to it.
Yeah. Well, do you have anything else to add?
No, it was fun. Good show. Hope everything worked out.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully it comes out well.
Yeah, make some more improvements. Improving on the reg.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's the goal. And now we can even play some outro music.
The
We're
same
getting
song?
there. Huh?
The same song?
I don't know, dude. There's got to be some instrumental. We're working on it.
We can play the same song.
It's fine with me.
Yeah, but I think that's going to conclude this week's podcast, unless you have anything else to put into it.
No, I'm good, dude. That's good. It's fun.
Yeah. So if you want to reach us, you can go to Affezi.com. You can go to Twitter at Affezi. Go to YouTube, youtube.com/user/Affezi.
You can sign up for the site.
Yeah, you can sign up on the site. Registration takes, a minute or 5. It's free, completely free. It's not free, and then you pay to search.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Chavez at Affezi.com.
You can reach me at rsears@affezi.com.
Yeah, either way. Hit us up on Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter's fun. I don't fucking know. You're always on there. Come on, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's true.
So, all right, man. Sweet.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
April 3rd. April 3rd.
April 3rd. Okay, Wednesday, April 3rd, 8 p.m. Pacific. Join us on the website, on Twitter, wherever. And getting some more guests here pretty soon. We're still working on that. But
yeah, and if you did miss some of the show and you want to listen to the whole show in its entirety, you can always go to our iTunes also and subscribe. Yeah. It'll show up. Or watch it, or listen to it from the homepage, or watch the whole show. So I'm good. I'm out. I talked too much.
All right, man. So we'll set this up next week, Wednesday night. Join us.
Yep.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Hit play.
Every day.
Peace.